Hi, this is Don Robinson and welcome to my Deep Wreck Diver channel. I've now got over 50 videos of deep shipwreck dives online. So I thought this was the ideal opportunity to tell you which 5 are my favourites. Now, I'm sure you can understand that choosing 5 of these dives is not an easy thing to do. So I'd like to tell you that it was a strict sense of criteria and I graded them using the different criteria and all those kind of things. Unfortunately, that's not the case. I just chosen them because they're dives that I particularly enjoyed. And there'll be a load of different reasons for that. Some of them, it might be because it's a really historically significant wreck. Others, it might just be because it's a great dive. Others might be just that I enjoyed the story. Before I start though, I've got a plea to make, which is that doing small things like liking and subscribing are really important when you've got a small channel like mine. It just helps build it, and that's what I'm trying to do. So if you wouldn't mind, I'd be really grateful. The other thing to mention is I'm going to put links to all the videos in the comments section. I'll also put the card things that appear up in the top right of the screen. So if you want to jump out of this one and go to those, you'll be able to do that without any problems. I'm also going to create a playlist with my top 5 videos in there as well. So once again, link to that in the comments. Now, these aren't in any particular order, but the one I'm going to start with is the video that has the most views on my channel, and it is, of course, HMS Victory 1744, flagship of the Royal Navy, missing for over 200 years, lying in bits on the seabed in about 80 metres, bronze cannon absolutely everywhere. The day I did it, the conditions were absolutely stunning. There was 20 odd metres visibility. We had quite a reasonable amount of light, and obviously the other thing about it is probably the best photo that's ever been taken of me underwater was taken on there as well. So HMS Victory, most of my stuff I do is steamship wrecks or 19th, 20th century stuff. So really, unusual and interesting to do a wreck that's nearly 300 years old. So that's the first one on my list. The next one is the most modern one on my list and also the most unexpected one. We were looking for the US Coast Guard Tampa. In fact, we spent loads of time looking for it and we're still looking for it. Haven't found that famous US Coast Guard ship. We found loads of other things instead. And one of the things we found was a Second World War landing craft tank. Now, the dive in itself wasn't particularly brilliant. Viz wasn't great. It was nearly 100 metres. The wreck itself was completely flattened, really confusing because it was so unexpected. So the dive itself, nothing particularly to write home about. But the story is just incredible. The idea that in the 20th century, you could lose 5 landing craft tanks and over 50 guys just due to bad weather is mind-boggling. If you've not watched this video to get the story, I just cannot stress how fascinating it is. So that's number 2 on my list. Now, number 3 is probably the one that people who watch my videos will consider the least likely to be on here, because I've got a fairly long-standing statement that I don't particularly like submarines. So you'll be surprised that I am going to include a submarine on here. And the submarine I'm going to include is not, the identity's not 100% confirmed, but it's almost certainly UC-68, which was a First World War German mine-laying submarine, vanished in 1917, never heard from again. Now, we dived in stunning conditions. In fact, we did it twice. This UC submarine that is lying on a beautiful seabed. We went down there, we scrubbed the props, we chopped nets away, we looked inside the conning tower through the holes. If you watch my video, you will hear my theory about how it was sunk. No evidence, it's just my theory, but it's a great dive. Now, the next one is the deepest. Nearly 120 metres, a huge distance offshore, 75 miles off the coast of Ireland, southwest of Ireland. This was never been dived before, massive ocean liner, HMS Marmora, taken up in the First World War as an auxiliary cruiser, sunk in 1918, never heard from again until we dived it in 2024. Now, that was a Dark Star trip based out of Southern Ireland, not been dived since, extremely unlikely to get dived again anytime soon. We dived it, brilliant viz. I made a bit of a hash of the dive, and you know, if you want to see all about that, you can watch it on the channel. And I also had loads of problems with my torches as well, so didn't go particularly well, but fantastic to be part of a dive where you identify an ocean liner, and there are very, very few of those left that haven't been identified. So that was absolutely fabulous. It was me nicely onto my last wreck. So this is my top 5. The last one is a wreck nobody will ever have heard of, which is the Hans Jensen. So it was a collier, so not particularly expensive or important or significant ship or anything like that. It was sunk in 1916. The Germans came aboard it, crew got off, and they laid charges in it, blew the bottom of it, and it went down to the bottom of the ocean. And there it's been ever since. So why is that a great dive? Well, I did it twice in 2024. Both times conditions were stunning, huge amounts of visibility, loads of ambient light, dolphins on decompression stops, all of that kind of stuff. But the bit that I have to say I found most enjoyable was that I found the maker's plate, and because we found the maker's plate, managed to conclusively identify it without any doubt whatsoever. And I have to say, for me, when I dive shipwrecks, the number one thing I want to do is conclusively identify them, bring home the proof, and solve another underwater mystery. So, everyone, I hope you've enjoyed a brief canter through my top 5 shipwreck videos that I've got on the channel. If you've watched some of my other ones and you've got a different view, then please stick something in the comments. As I've already mentioned, if you could give me a like and subscribe, that would be brilliant. If you could share it on social media of whatever sort, that would be awesome as well. These things just really help small creators like me. But otherwise, I hope you've enjoyed, and please, I hope you go and watch loads of my other videos as well. So thank you very much.